Nice. I'll stream you, little baby. Okay. I got you, dude. There we go. Let's turn the volume on. You want some song request or nah? Well, whatever. It's runs time. Oh shoot, do I really actually not have enough height? That would be really weird if I didn't. I just barely have enough. Oh right, I was thinking of starting to use the ice bomb there. Actually would be faster. Now hosting myself apparently. Nice. What the? Okay. I did click start stream, right? Okay. Oh no. My chat's acting all weird. Ooh, shit. That's the one. That's the fast out of bounds. It was not as good of an angle as I'd like. That was a good bit far off to the right. I think I've recovered it though. This feels a little bit slower than I'd like, but it's still pretty good. I might save a couple seconds. I don't know. I'm still de-rusty. Nah, I'll lose this. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. What? Like, what? Can I still make it in bounds? Or no? No. Didn't think so. Well, that's kind of rip.
I think I have the strength
Damn,
to
it
go
puts
on.
me back here. Well, actually, this gives me the opportunity to test the thing I needed to test. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Does it? No. Oh, wait, yes, I can. I know what to do. I need to get a guy over here, not you. Maybe one of these. There you go. Get a little further up here, though, if you could. You wouldn't mind. Thanks. Whoops. It might help if I actually had the right element equipped. Turbo glide height. Alright, let's see, where is... This is it. Alright, let's hit that save trigger. And die. Or we might have to reload. I don't know.
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens. Okay. That's correct. Except for the Arboric thing, obviously. Alright, hold on. There was... That was... Oh, right. If you charge at them... with Dark Spyro's thing instead, I think you can get a second jump off. Did I get it? Or nah? I don't think I did. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go reset this whole section. I'm also gonna refresh my chat. Yeah, Tockles, let me know if you're there. I'm not sure about that. I remember doing it somehow. Getting another jump with the charge move. Yep, there you go, I think. That might be it. Yep. Now let's see if that's enough to get out of bounds, though. Aw, come on, really? That's pretty upsetting. I thought maybe you'd be able to get out of bounds with that extra jump. But they programmed this area better for some reason. Some indeterminate reason. Well, I think you'd be able to get... Oh wow, you can actually gain a lot of height over on the right here. This could maybe be an alternative, though, as far as the out of bounds. Yeah, I think this could work. Or not, apparently. What? Oh, right. Weird stuff happens after you've actually entered the Arbrick fight. But do that snipe. Uh-oh. Well, whatever. I need to practice this thingy anyway. Come on, dude. What are they doing? Apparently they just decided to not today. So
I'm sure you'll get it this time.
for whatever reason, that does give you the second jump. So it is a backup, or I don't know, is it faster? It could be faster, for all I know. Still don't understand how the heck I'm hosting myself. Alright, well... Could I take a death, please? Thank you.
Onwards to battle!
I've been messing up my double lightning jumps, which you can't be having in New Game Plus. Okay. Could this be out of bounds enough? I mean, look at it. You're just gracing the top of the... Damn. That's pretty incredible that they actually programmed walls up this high in that section for no reason. Gah. Here, I'm gonna... Oh. Well. I have a feeling like having all that height would be fastest because then...
Let's do it.
Like, in theory, you just wouldn't have to double jump on that, like, invisible wall into Arbrick. So much. You'd get out of bounds faster. Okay. The save. I do know kind of what I'm doing here. Yeah, that would definitely be faster. What? Arbrick's glitching up
Let's
as
keep trying.
crazy. Can't go out of bounds on the right either. Okay, we're just gonna... Oh no, I do need to practice this, actually.
Look
I've
out,
been
world.
failing this thing a lot. This, wombo combo thing. Where's the dudes? There you are. Maybe you could with Comet Dash get out of bounds on the left or right, but it still seems improbable. Well, shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. Whatever. Alright. Now there was one thing I wanted to test for what was it? Falmouth Arena skip, duh.
Ah! This doesn't look good.
Swing low, sweet Chad.
Oh shit. No way. Okay. I did speak too soon. Okay. Maybe if I drag him over to the right some. Well, fuck. Oh, well, that's not a thing. Hold on, I'm gonna check my whispers. Epic chat broken right now. No, yeah, probably it's broken. I refreshed it twice, Alright, hold on, dude. Okay. Dealing with some silly stuff. I'll refresh it again. I had a feeling there was stuff going on. I didn't get any notifications about my, I didn't see any notifications about a whisper, so sorry about that. Let me know. Try typing something again. Okay, so you can't do the charge near either of them. Ooh, I could try my old setup. It might be faster. Just harder. Well, shit. That was actually a, Did someone mind clipping that? That was a... basically setup list thingy. Or not setup list, I mean, I didn't have to, like, stun them that much. Yeah, you can just stun one of them. I think that might be, did you get it? Oh, I'm still, it still says I'm streaming Mother 3. Shit. That was actually a, someone mind clipping that. Actually, it's alright, Duo, I think. It's actually not that hard. In fact, it's probably easier. Let me go back into my chat. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, that's the butterflies in your stomach. Trust me, I know.
There. Well, thank you for trying, Duo. Always appreciated. Whoops. Please type something. Let me know. Ah. Hold on. Hi, Duo! Finally! Thank fucking goodness. What's up, dude? What did I miss? Hopefully not too much. That took long enough, fucking wow. Yeah. That was crazy. Welcome to stream, though. Alright, I'm gonna test this, I think, one more time. Or something. And then move on to a couple other minor, not much happened, you just made your entrance and Tockles was saying stuff. Yeah, I figured Tockles was saying stuff. What did I miss of Tockles? Sorry about that, dude. This is not gonna work. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I don't know how this game works entirely. It's actually a pretty decently beefy bit of time save. He asked if you're gonna do Scooby or just NG+. I'm thinking of doing a Scooby run. But I do want to test a few things for, NG+. What? Okay. Whatever. Just a few small things. I already got 2 out of 3 of them. So and both of them were confirmed to be new time saves, so amazing. To still be finding optimizations. But yeah, dude, we hit 1,000 views. Same night that I got any percent sub too. That made me pretty elated. I was crying last night about it. I was so happy. It's amazing.
I wonder if we should be looking around for something.
Thanks for the congratulations, Duo. I'm elated. That's weird to think, 1,000 views. Like, I hadn't actually stopped and thought about how much that was yet. This probably will miss it by 1, yeah. I realized that as soon as I did that. That's another needed optimization, is getting that consistently. Your day has been awful. You have been bored all day with nobody to talk to. Aw. Well, hopefully, what was I gonna say? Well, it looks like my stream is here to clear that up for you. So I'm pretty happy to hear that. Alright, Lightning Dream has a lot of potential rerouting. If I remember correctly. Oh shit, yeah, that works. That's amazing. Oh shit, I can't be facing that way. Alright, fucking up my double lightning jumps is never good.
Ready?
The hell is that angle, though? I ended up hitting the one that was on the inside as opposed to the outside. Like,
It's
it
okay. We can
wasn't
try
on the
again.
corner, it was like back behind it. See, the thing with this skip is you want to get someone like right here. Whoa, okay. Oh, you can't horn dive after that. That's why that's not a thing. Okay. Oh wait, I did want to find out. Okay, now I remember what I wanted to find out. If it was possible to, Ooh, shit, I'm dropping all sorts of ideas right now. Okay, you do need the... Okay, I think I know.
I think I have the strength to go on.
Yeah. That looks pretty consistent, actually, surprisingly. But yeah, I was thinking I'd test a few things in New Game Plus. And then do some of this and some Scooby. What? Okay. That happens when you don't put
Here we
invisible
go.
walls in your 3D platformer. Yeah, pretty much. Although... Hell no. NG Plus is the shit. Get out of here. Alright, I won't do any Scooby.
Let's do it.
I mean, they do have some... I wouldn't say they're invisible walls. A lot of the... Hold on. Chat almost died on me. A lot of the, admittedly, a lot of the regular physical walls are really high up. And any, like, gaps like this are extremely, like,
I
vast.
think I have the strength to
You
go
didn't
on.
mean no Scooby what face. Okay then, just wondering, but doesn't NG Plus get boring? Oh, sorry, now I just... Okay. Does New Game Plus get boring? No, I think, it's actually been Yeah, sorry about missing your question, Duo. I mean, I hadn't played it in a good while. I was doing any percent before. I haven't done, and like in comparison to how annoyingly difficult
Ready?
and lengthy any percent is, and not nearly as glitchy, this is a very welcome shift. As well as while I was doing any percent, I thought up of a bunch of potential time save sort of things you could do. So uh-oh. Shit.
Got to remember my training.
But yeah, sorry that I missed your question. I hope that answers it, though. Yeah, it's too low. However...
Look out, world!
I missed, I had to have missed the second thing somehow. Jeez, how is it not? This is really odd. There are still some factors to the double
It's
lightning
okay,
jump
we can try
glitch that I
again.
don't really understand. Yeah, why is this? Alright, so... that consistently is
I
not
better be a bit more careful.
working. Can you headbutt him and he... okay, he dies. He falls just enough off the edge to die. I was hoping maybe he'd get pushed to the edge,
All right,
but nah.
let's do it.
I don't understand.
Ready?
Did you want to talk about why your day was awful, Duo? Or was it just because you were bored? I mean, that's enough to... whoops. That's enough reason on its own, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk more about it. Don't feel like saying anything anymore. Okay, Duo. Well, whatever is... okay, so... the double lightning jump timing is on my end. Okay. You don't feel like saying anything anymore. Alright, dude. Well,
Look out, world!
have fun with the lurk, I suppose. Yeah, I'm spawning it beforehand, that's why. If you spawn the... ow, the edge.
All right, let's do it.
Tacos, come on. Yeah, I guess...
Let's do it.
sorry, duo. Tackle's meminess was a bit annoying this time, maybe. Alright. Not sure why. Yeah, that would have made it if I didn't stop, my,
I better be a bit more
momentum.
careful.
I forgot to switch elements, dude. I probably still could make it, to be honest.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so if you get slow-mo, it looks like that doesn't work. I'm not really sure. I've never had this much issues here with the lightning jumping.
It's okay. We can try again.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to what causes that. I think it's because of the little bit of cooldown, little extra cooldown you get if it's slow-mo.
Got to remember my
For
training.
whatever reason, it's messing this skip up, really. Okay. It's because I'm not spawning it when I need to be. I think I understand now. Because of the slow-mo, it's like
I better be a
messing
bit
up
more
my
careful.
timings. At least I think that's what's going on, but I usually do this with slow-mo. Yeah, I don't get that. You got to remember your training, Epic. Good one, Tackles. Nice meme.
Let's keep trying.
But anyways, if you kind of remember what the old setup was like, you know, I'd use Dragon Time, I'd run forward, hit this guy once, and, you know, hit him multiple times. You don't remember Spyro ever training at any point? I think it's supposed to be in reference to, like, these dreams, and in A New Beginning, there's a whole training section in there
Here we go.
for each of the elements. So I usually think it's referring to that, but I'm not completely sure either, to be honest. But that's what I think the line is supposed to be.
All right, let's do it.
You forgot about that. Yeah. It is a, Okay, see, I got a second hit on... I wonder if you get the whole temple training room and killing
Got to
dummies thing.
remember my
Yeah,
training.
exactly. It's kind of tedious, and it's honestly one of my least favorite parts of New Beginning, because it becomes unnecessarily lengthy. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, you definitely wouldn't be able to make that with just the one.
Let's do it.
Well, this... I like breaking the dummies too. Actually, no. I don't know. just a couple of the things were like, just a couple of the tutorials were a bit too
I think I have the
lengthy as
strength to
far
go
as
on.
they're too stupid to realize they're getting destroyed. That's true. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, okay. So you do make that whenever you don't get slow-mo. But I'm not really sure how you're not supposed to get slow-mo consistently or anything. Or it could just be my timing and I'm playing really poorly. I don't know. Could be either. Oops. And that's how you soft lock Spyro. Oh wait, no. I can probably still go back. Yeah, I can go back here and finish these guys. I'm trying to... Surprisingly, he's not dying to, Okay, it still thinks I'm in the vortex thing. Oh, but now I'm in here. So... Is this soft lock now? Or nah? Oops. I wonder where it will put me when I die. Because I may not be... Okay.
Here we go.
Then what happens if you go back here? Okay, so this section isn't broken because we actually defeated it. But this section might be if I... Yeah, these guys aren't supposed to be here. But they are. Oh, also, because of the skip we do at the beginning, if I go around to the front here, I go and learn the electricity breath.
This power is accentuated by your...
You have reawakened the electricity element within Spyro. I'm not sure what that does for the rest of this. I don't actually remember. Okay, so this is still broken. Alright, let's reload this. So that we can test our shit again. Whoops. That's not what I want.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, shit. I didn't catch that corner. Again. I... Like, first
Let's do it.
First I got caught on it, and then I didn't... I tried to recover, but then I couldn't because I missed it. Honestly, you just feel insanely hollow at the minute. Everything you fought for legit nearly died for isn't even around at all. Aw. I kinda know that feel. To be honest. Shit. What am I doing? Was a good save though, yeah. A good attempt. What was I gonna say? I do kinda
I think I have the strength to go on.
have been feeling the way a little bit. Or recovery. There we go. Well, let's do this thingy. Okay, so you can't do an aerial like that after switching, but you can do...
Let's keep trying.
It wouldn't be worth it if you died, so... I gotta reload so that this is realistic to a run, because we can't be like... I can't die to reset that so that it's not like, oh, this got glitched. What am I trying to say? Whatever. But yeah, dude, if you need to, feel free to whisper me. I imagine you don't want to talk about it on stream. Oh yeah, I can horn dive there too. Did you see what Pong put in leaderboards? Here, I'll check right now. I did not see. Is it the sandwich %? Oh. Alright. You sent me the link. Thanks for saving me the time. Why you don't TAS at 3 a.m.? Oh, right, this. He made that a category. I know what that is. That's where he does the TAS walking with Black Knight armor. That shit's godlike. No. There we go. That's more like it, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that you can do, yes. Also, I don't need to be hitting all those. Let's get practice in for the actual thing.
I think I have the strength to go on.
Oh right, I should be comet dashing here. let's see, after I land, so I'd land around here, right? I can, yeah, that works. You only really need one Comet Dash to speed that area up a little bit. Then there's this. And you're set. So is that like a category, or did he just like post it in the resources or something? Wait. That's not right. I'm amazed I made that back. Shit, dude. Can I get rid of some of these peeps? Alright, there we go. This is more realistic. To a run. Okay. Okay. Or that can happen somehow. Alright, so that all looks fine and dandy. Jet gliding isn't... I'm not sure if, like, getting the actual jet glide, how I do that, because during that, you need to actually hit the enemy, I think, to get all that height that's necessary for this skip. I think that's all I wanted to test, actually. Unless you want me to, go over why we can't skip these damn trials. The biggest meme to me in New Game Plus is trials skip, because I've spent many late nights testing for hours and hours for different ways to potentially skip all of these trials, because if you look, alright, here, let's drag open my splits, alright? Let's edit this scene here so you can actually see it. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna go on a little rant about this bullshit. Okay, so if we look at this game, let's assume, not assume, but let's like kind of divvy up the game into 6 levels, because you got the temple level, you got the grove foresty level, you have the first set of pirate ship levels, or the first pirate ship level with has that chain skip up to that first boss there. Then you have the second pirate ship level where it's like the air fleet. So that's the 4th level with the second thing of Scab. Second boss, you know. And so that brings us up to, in my PB, that brings us up to the 12-minute mark. So that's the first 4 levels of the game in 12 minutes, right? Then after that, oh wait, well let's add in Lightning Dream for another, like, 3 minutes. So you complete basically the first... Yeah, more than 2/3. It's probably closer to... I don't know, it's a little more than 2/3 of the way through the game. No, it's, well, alright, whatever. We'll just say it's about 2/3, because we'll... If you think of all the dreams that you skip, it's technically... Alright, so 2/3 through the game takes about 15 minutes, little less. Then, let's look at this next group of splits. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These first 9 splits here. Alright. These, and this is like the best way I could section it up, since it's like, it only covers each level and each boss that you have to do, right? See, like, we have the temple level, and time stops when you kill the last enemy there. Then you have the assassin fight. Time stops when you get the last hit on that. Grove, then Arboric, Felmouth Arena, Scab 1, Pirate Fleet, Scab 2, so on, alright? Up until Lightning Dream, which is the 15-minute mark-ish. Then the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 splits out of, let me think, how many splits do I have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, there's 17 splits total, alright? The first 9 splits here. Oh, wait, I can do a... Here, I know what will help. Capture mouse cursor. Alright, there we go. So here's the first 9 splits, from Temple through Lightning Dream. That's the 15-minute mark, like I've mentioned. The trials are crap, that makes sense. Then you have Earth Trial skip, Ice Trial, Lightning Trial skip, Fire Trial, and Elemental Dragon. This whole section of 5 splits, which is only 1 level, if you think about it, it's considered the same one area in the game. And since there are 6 main areas, I consider those the 6 levels for New Game Plus. So these first 4 levels plus the dream, you complete in 15 minutes. But this one single level takes upwards of 10-11 minutes on its own. Because for whatever reason, unlike all of the other levels, with the other levels, what we're able to do is just go straight to the end and either fight a boss or hit some... We're not trying to add or remove splits toggles. I'm just talking about running the game in general. Hold on, my insulin pump's going off. I'm sorry that I've kind of kept repeating myself. I kind of do this sometimes when I'm on a rant. Takes to do the level we are currently in. Yeah. What Duo said. So, like, for example, Temple. We fly to the last platform, kill the enemies. That's the end of Temple. Ancient Grove. We fly into Arboric's chamber, defeat Arboric. We're warped into Felmouth. Felmouth, we skip into Scab's room and beat Scab. We're on to Pirate Fleet. Pirate Fleet, we fly to Scab, beat Scab, and we're into Lightning Dream. But then, when you get to these trials, for whatever reason, it's actually programmed like differently than the rest of the game, from what I can tell in all of my extensive research I've done. Instead of there just being like a cutscene trigger or specific condition, like Spyro, since like the regular physical walls are designed to like keep you from breaking the game with any sort of normal movement, they don't expect you to be able to hit any cutscene triggers early. Really, that would matter that very much. So, like with the other levels, you know, like I said, we just get to the end of them, and the cutscene trigger is there for us, or whatever, that warps us into the next level. But, so, at the end of the trials, in order to get into Mountain Fortress, all we have to do is trigger the cutscene at the end, which warps us to Mountain Fortress. And there are different ways to get into that area out of bounds, where you talk to like the old Chronicler Dragon guy after you're supposed to have gone through and done all the trials. But for whatever reason, entering there without the trials doesn't actually activate the cutscene. For whatever reason, the cutscene trigger is not there, even though like that's where you have to go in order to activate it.
What block?
Technically,
I think you remembered. I asked you to make hamburgers out of that ground beef and come home from the store, but I guess
you said you could, and I wasn't sure if you meant I needed to or not, and I was also high and stuff, and I don't know. I don't remember. No, okay, I'm trying to explain something important. Where was I? I know. It's okay.
Man. I didn't see much the other day.
Where's that going? Alright, well, so that was one of the theories I tested to see if the room, entering the room would let you do that, or there's a door in the back that I thought might have a warp in it, but it doesn't. So that strategy was eliminated. Then there was the other idea of like, the other thing you, in theory, need to do is, if you go and fight the elemental dragon that you unlock that boss after doing all the trials, which it's extremely easy to get into from out of bounds, then the game would be like, okay, this has been reached, and then bring up, you think you're going to lie down for a bit? Yeah, that probably is a good idea. I'm feeling pretty sick myself. And see, like, I realized the cutscene trigger for that room doesn't appear until after you beat that boss. It doesn't and figured maybe it doesn't necessarily rely on the trials being beaten. It just relies on that boss, because there's actually a trigger that goes around the door. So here, I'll try to show kind of what I'm talking about now. With the two different out of bounds things that I found that I was just referring to, and the sad reasons as to why I can't cut like another 10 minutes out of the game like you would think. Alright, so I would like to first point out, I do know the locations of all of the trials out of bounds. They're all behind the start of the level here. So first, let me go out of bounds. You already know where Earth is, and Lightning is right next to it. We pass over it in all the other runs. But if we fly over here on the other side, these lights over here in the distance. Whoops, what am I hitting? Probably hitting part of the... Oh yeah, okay. I don't want to go in and extensively show, but this green light here, like this door and shit, this is part of the ice trial. See, this is the water at the beginning, that you're supposed to jump through, and then those... See?
Got to remember my training.
So you can warp into and skip part of the ice trial. Because, well, whenever you enter one of these areas out of bounds, except by death warp like I just did, normally you can't change elements in any of these trial levels. See, if, like, I can press them all I want, but I can't change. However, when you enter out of bounds, you ignore this lock. And there is an out of bounds that you can do to cut out a small part of the ice trial, but coming back here and doing that out of bounds is actually significantly slower than the out of bounds saves. And then the other thing is with the fire trial, which was by those or where those candle lights were, that's the fire trial room. You can get into there from out of bounds and then continue and finish the level slightly faster because you're Dark Spyro, but it's not that much faster. And the other reason why it's not worth it to skip those other two trials is because, so the first trial we skip, you know, we go around here and then to the right, we use that portal and defeat the boss. That brings us over, well, here, I might as well, yeah, I'm gonna need to go to that room anyways to explain my point. But if you remember, after you beat a trial, in order for it to like be registered as completed, you have to touch the platform that's at the end of the trial, and that platform raises you up and warps you into the trials room. Now the thing is, the earth and ice trials are way faster. I mean, not earth and ice. The fire and ice trials are significantly faster than the earth trials take because there's actual skips in them. Earth trial is pretty much just flail spamming the shit out of things slowly until they die. And like fire trial, you have a bunch of movement. And where am I? Holy shit. I actually don't know where I am. This is pretty embarrassing. Well, I gotta reset. What was I gonna say? Oh, right, so even though the ice and fire trials are significantly closer to the start area of the level, the amount of time it takes to travel to them, thanks to how quick Dark Spyro is, it actually isn't that much of a difference, but the length it takes to beat the trial normally is way longer. In comparison. And there is a way to go from the trials room all the way back to the beginning here, which I will show off, but it's really slow. And then you'd also have to do the out of bounds for each trial, and then warp back, then do the out of bounds again. And doing one of them even wouldn't be faster, because you just have an instant warp to them in the trials room anyways. So anyways, let me actually get this skip, and then I'll show what I mean. Okay, I was in the right place, I just didn't go far enough. Alright, so in the run, we hit this teleporter, load the boss. Then we have to wait for this platform to come down. And we touch the platform, see another cutscene. And this cutscene is what triggers getting that trial completed. Even though Out of Bounds Shenanigans makes it look broken for a second. And then we're put in here. So we already have, right here, warps to the fire and ice trials, which are pretty fast on their own, really. And the out of bounds for them do not save much time. They only cut out like a third of the actual trial. But for those wondering, I will show it is possible to get back to the beginning of the level from out of bounds. There's a doorway thing here I need to... Okay. Yeah, I made a route for this in case it ever became relevant. But after timing it, it ended up proving to be not worth. So then you land on, there's a and very small and visible ledge there. Gain height off this doorway. Whoa, pretty quick, honestly. You'd think so, this out of bounds. But in comparison to just going into the trial and doing it normally, it actually ends up being way slower. And here we are back at the beginning of the stage. And then we can go out of bounds. Well, you have to travel far enough to the left or right here to get out of bounds, because there's a really tall invisible wall that extends for a good bit. Jeez. There we go. I think. There we go, yeah. I'll show landing in the ice, not the ice, the fire trial, since that's the only one I didn't show. First you have to go over to... Oh wait, I have to fall some. There we go. Yeah, I think... Oh wait, okay, there we go. Yeah, something like that. And then you can enter in, get this cutscene here. You have to go far enough to load the rest of this, because different parts of the level don't load, and so this is actually not completable right now. But if you go far enough forward the direction I was going, which I didn't feel like doing, the rest of the level loads and you're able to complete it as normal. But it ends up being slower than just doing the damn thing, so... Now I'll show, the other reasons why trial skip doesn't actually work. So we can't just skip each individual trial, sadly. At least in that way. Of just like going out of bounds through each one. Oh, hey Summer. I am currently explaining why trial skip does not exist and why a single level in the game takes up 10 minutes in a 35-minute run. So the other two theories I had was, as I explained, after you beat all 4 of the trials, this door opens up and you enter in there, and there's the cutscene that warps you into the last level. Yeah, I'm also like de-rusting all of my speed games since I finished any percent. So I actually found 2 different ways to get from out of bounds into there. I'll show the one that would actually be more convenient and faster. The second one doesn't actually matter. It goes from the beginning and hovers over the entire level. It is pretty slow in comparison to this, but it was the first one I found. Speaking of things that don't work, that NLE reroute is actually illegal. Oh really? Why is that? 2 things that won't work. Alright, so this is the setup I found for getting out of bounds into that room pretty easily. Except I'm currently sucking at it right now. It's actually not that hard. So you jump on that candle, the Lighthouse 3 early. It is really close to G on the 2 each other, but don't work is OTA2. No, that was an accident. Yeah, that doesn't sound like anything coherent. But anyways, sudden you ride that, you use that archway, and then you charge against here. And you're in this room. But no cutscene. The whole room's here. There's a door in the back I thought perhaps could warp you, but it doesn't. I thought perhaps the cutscene could trigger at the back. But it doesn't. I can show if you need proof, but you can also go around out of bounds to the back other side of this door and it doesn't do anything. You can fly all around the room and it doesn't do anything as far as actually anything important for a run. You were thinking you could enter Cliff 3 and then go back to Hill and do Hedge Clip, so you don't gotta over-collect. But nah. Why is that illegal? Is it because you're using that shortcut earlier than intended? Shoot. It'd probably be... Also, there are a bunch of invisible items that haven't spawned. So, that's cool. You can actually... It loads them right after you complete 4 trials. It's not a level early, actually. Well, I know it's not a level early, but that would be going into a level in an unintended order, though. Okay. That's kind of what I figured. So it's also no unintended order shit. That's pretty dumb. Because that did seem like a cool idea. But I guess it wouldn't, that would kind of ruin part of the point anyways. So, you cannot enter any level in an unintended order, even if you've already entered it intentionally before. Oh, okay. I didn't know what the rules were for NLE. So anyways, so going in out of bounds to here, yeah, which I found like 2 or 3 different setups for, does not work, regardless of how many trials you've completed. So then there's one other possibility, which is when you defeat all 4 trials, a portal opens up here, which then warps you to a low-key fuck the mods. Yeah, Kipo. Fuck the mods, even though one of them's right here. Anyways, this portal then brings you into the boss, which then beating that boss brings you into brings you back up here, and then opens this door and places the cutscene trigger. They're actually pretty cool lads, Jabated. Nice one, dude. Alright, so let me show then the out of bounds to the boss and why that doesn't work. So I'm just doing it from the trials room. There's a faster way to do it. You can just get to it straight from the beginning practically, because it's right under where the electrics trial skip is. Sums is a leaderboard mod? I think so. And the room's here, and you can land in it. Boss isn't here yet, so let's try to die. Or is Cooper watching your stream? Nah, Cooper's not watching. And the music change happens, but there's no boss. Nor is there a way to get back out to, nor is there an alternative way to leave this place and then get back up to the trial section. So, therefore, this section of the game is actually pretty solidly programmed in the fact that, one, you need, in order to get to the end cutscene of the level that warps you to Mountain Fortress, you need to beat this boss. 2, this boss doesn't spawn unless you see the portal cutscene. Oh right, that was the other thing I didn't show. So then my other theory was that perhaps you could trigger the portal cutscene thing from out of bounds a certain way. That I'll show off pretty briefly. Because really the only difference to this portal, besides that you beat the 4 trials, is that there's a white light that comes up and surrounds this. However, if you go out of bounds, well, wait, where am I? There we go. Okay. If we go out of bounds and look. Here, let me... Alright. That white right there, that just raises up when you beat the 4 trials. So I thought maybe... Let's see, if I go out of bounds... and fly just into this light, then perhaps it will do a thing. But guess what? It doesn't. It lagged, but it still doesn't. If I enter down here after hitting the light, it doesn't change anything either.
Let's keep trying.
So that theory also doesn't work. So, to reiterate what this all fucking means. So, in order to warp into the last level, you need to see the cutscene with the Chronicler, and in order to see that cutscene, you need to beat that boss. But in order to beat that boss, you need to see the portal cutscene. But in order to see the portal cutscene, you have to have completed the 4 trials. So, therefore, our only means of getting into the last level is to actually complete all 4 trials. Which is why this one level in the game takes up 10 minutes of the run. So practically a third of the run is dedicated to adhering to the game's random decision to not be broken. Instead of just having the simple sort of thing where it's like, if you enter this area, this cutscene plays. When this cutscene plays, it warps you to the next level. Which happens in every other level. Except for this one. And I also went over why we can't really skip all of the trials. Some additional theories about the trials, though. So obviously, Earth Trial is the slowest trial, so Earth Trial skip will always stay. Then we have this glitch here, which I call the Lightning Trial skip, where you go out of bounds and come down here after reloading the file. And this platform is here. And unfortunately, you can't just load the file 3 times and land on this, because every time, regardless of if you defeated the trial or not, the game just defaults this, if it's not sure like what trial you just came from, it defaults to Lightning. So here, it's saved. I'll exit and reload and do the skip again. Oops. Watch the cutscene. And even though electricity is still defeated, it still defaults to that cutscene. And yes, it does save again. Nor does that... And it doesn't count towards your, trial, count. Like, you can't just, like, see that cutscene 3 times along with the Earth trial skip, and then it's like, oh, I guess that was 3 trials then. However, one really odd thing I found, and I forget exactly how I did it, I found a way to, I found a way to get the portal to be activated while technically having only done 3 trials. And what you do is like... Oh wait, okay, I do know how this worked. So... basically... Well, not basically, because this isn't basic. But for whatever reason, if you, like, go and skip a trial from out of bounds like we do with the Earth trial, for your first trial that you do, then do 2 other trials, and then for your 4th trial, if you, like, what you can do is go out of bounds, oh wait, I have to, oh wait, no I don't have to, never mind. I can actually just go around this way, I think. You can still trigger from the edge out here, the load zone, into the trials. So you can actually go and do a trial as many times as you want. Well, actually, no, not as many times as you want. Because... oh wait, okay, so you can do it as many times as you want. However, each time you do have to reload the game so that it puts the boss back. Whenever you reload a file, it puts back a lot of different triggers and whatnot, including those bosses. So, but that wouldn't matter in a run because we already have to do that. Oh, shit. Alright, sorry, let me catch back on chat. So, some of the rules in NLRE are pretty misleading. Like it says, you must also collect the required items you encounter as you go through the levels. But you can do key skipping, you don't have to get the Supersonic Smash. You're a meme board mod. That doesn't count and you know it. You think it counts more than a regular mod. Hi, Mom.
Sure, one's good, Ben, in here.
In here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. If you want to get technical, you're a mod, and people on the actual board are super mods, so technically you're a sub mod. So you could, but it's actually slower. Low percent, question mark? I'm not doing any low percent bullshit. I did think of doing, New Game Plus no Dark Spyro, or New Game Plus no Out of Bounds. But it would kind of just be charging through the levels inbounds instead. And it would kind of be boring because the fighting wouldn't take any skill. But anyways, because of the lightning trial skip, we have to reload anyways. So what you can do is whichever trial that you skip first, for whatever reason, if after reloading you go and like do its boss again for your 4th trial, it will count as the 4th trial, doing a 4th trial. And even though you didn't do all 4 trials technically, the portal will come up. So for example, if you do Earth trial first, there's a skip in Twilight Princess that was mentioned in GDQ that isn't viable. You can't find it anywhere? Huh. Interesting. I didn't get to see the Twilight Princess GDQ. I didn't get to see like any of GDQ. Anyways. So you could do Earth Trial, skip. Fire Trial. Lightning Trial, skip. Then do Earth Trial again. And that Earth Trial would override having to do Ice Trial. So you'd basically do you'd do an Earth Trial, skip. Do Earth Trial itself. The Lightning Trial, skip. And then either Fire or Ice. And that would still count as 4 trials. However, Earth Trial isn't a fast is the slowest trial to do, but it's the fastest one to skip. What was I gonna say? You could alternatively skip Fire or Ice Trial, but they're really slow to skip and really fast to do normally. Like, even though they're really fast to do normally, since you miss out having to do, you miss out on doing Earth Trial skip, which is the slowest trial. So either way, it's going to end up being slower, even though you're doing Fire Trial or Ice Trial twice. The fact of the matter is, you're going to have to do the Earth Trial, which is really slow and has no skips. You have to leave, the sun is about to start rising, and you don't want to be here when you go mental, because you are going mental. Alright, Duo, well, I guess try to sleep well. I know you're going through a lot at the moment. But anyways, that is my entire rant about why that level takes up so much of the run. Alright, I'm gonna be right back really quick. Find out what I'm gonna be doing soon. Whoops, wrong text. There we go. I'm not sure if I'll still be able to stream. We've got to find out.
Sleeping in here. I'm sleeping in here.
Alrighty, blokes, I'm back. So, I could either do a full, I'm done with testing and ranting. Whoops, not remove W splits, remove the text. Let me know if you'd prefer. I could do an Eternal Night New Game Plus D-Rust, or Scooby D-Rust, or alternatively, I can do a little bit of casual Mystery Mayhem or Mother 3. So here, I'll type in the chat all of the options right now. We have, let's see. Oh, I just thought of this one. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of learning GGS route, but I should de-rust no GGS first, I think, before I go back. It would go straight into doing GGS route. But those are all different possibilities of things could do. We've done Spyro too much. Are you saying it's time for Scooby, dude? We did do a lot of Spyro already. Also, New Beginning is off the table until at least tomorrow, so that Sapphic can make it. For the New Beginning playthrough. Alright, well, hold on a sec. I'm gonna grab Scooby in case I do that and eject this disc.